Okay, so I just got home. I had to do hair. And I just had like a crazy experience, right? Um, on my way home, um, and I was taking a bad way to come home. So off of Cary Road. Well, I was on Rouse Road. And of course it's dark out here. So you know, if you know about Rouse Roads, you know it ain't really a lot of lights. I don't even know how to really put this because I don't know what had I not moved correctly, I don't know what my life will be right now. Okay. Um so I'm on Rouse Road. I just passed the apartments and I see incoming traffic on the other side, right? For some odd reason, something's just like watch everything. So I'm watching the rear view mirror. I'm watching the cars coming. I'm checking to see if there's cars trying to pull out when they're supposed to be stopping. And I look ahead and I'm like, why? Like, what is that, right? And I'm like, why the lights so bright? I made sure my bright lights weren't on, because you know some people put their bright lights on to let you know yours is on. Not the case. So I see a car coming, so I'm thinking, okay, that car's about to turn off and the car behind it is about to turn off. So it looked like the other one's about to try to pass or something like that. I don't know. That's what it looked like, y'all. So I'm keep going, and I'm like, wait, this car is not in the right lane. Yeah, I like that car came into my lane. So I keep going. I keep going. I keep going. I'm not really slowing down right now because, like I said, it just looks like the car is just waiting for the other car to pass. And that was not the case. The car was actually passing me, but the car behind it, I want to say purposely, because it waited till it got up close to me and actually was coming head on with their lights on bright towards my car, y'all. And they just kept coming. There was like, it won't trying to move neither. Y'all, I slammed on brakes and it was like something just took over because my car moved slowly, because the way I was trying to get out of the way, but my car nicely and gently moved right into the ditch, right? And if you know Rouse Roads, you know you gotta worry about stop signs, you gotta worry about people walking, ditches and all that type of stuff. We weren't that far away from the store. We was I was close by the church. And yeah, I swerved. And I'm sitting here trying to make sure I don't go all the way in the ditch. I see that I'm about to hit not a stop sign, but a mailbox, right? So, it's just crazy because after I got done doing hair, the mother of the lady hair that I did was like, can I pray for you? Right? And this woman's spirit is oh my goodness. She's such a sweet lady. I was like, yes, ma'am. And I don't let any and everybody pray for me. So when I say I let her pray for me, I let her pray for me. Okay. I had discussed some things with her, dealing with some things that I have been going through, dealing in the workplace. And she prayed for me. But in the beginning of the prayer, y'all, it was like something just kept stopping her from talking. Like every time she began to pray, it would stop her from talking. Now, mind you, the energy in the room was so light that it was giving everybody chills, right? But every time she was trying to start praying, it was like something to stop her, right? And she just came out of nowhere and she was like, do you accept Jesus Christ as your Savior? I was like, yes. She said, how old was you when you did that? And I was like, between 6 and 8 years old. She was like, you been baptized? I was like, yes, ma'am. She was like, okay. She said, and then after I did it and I let her know I do accept, right? She started back praying. And it was like the words just kept coming. Just kept coming. And the more she spoke on a certain situation, like everything was just getting colder and colder. It felt so good, right? So, I leave. I get in my car and I went to call my friend because I felt like, you know, like something went right? Like I had to really watch my surroundings. Like I felt like this drive was gonna be a test, okay? And I guess I didn't have no music on playing at the time. I'm like, okay, it's too quiet. I ain't got nobody to talk to. So I put on Lauryn Hill and Zion was playing. I was listening to that song. And just the whole ride, I was like, Lord, just keep me. Because I hope that won't. I was like, cause that felt like that might be my last. And he just wanted reassurance that I accept him as my Savior. And it's like I wasn't scared, but at least I accepted him, right? If you don't accept him, he won't accept you, period. So, but I was like, something was about to happen. Something's about to happen. And look, that ended up happening, y'all. And behind that, it was a truck on top of that, y'all. It was an SUV. It wasn't no car. It was an SUV. And even after I swerved, the cars behind me had to swerve. We all driving in ditches at this point, right? Curving to go around this vehicle. I don't know what happened. They didn't have no emergency lights on. I mean, I don't know. Cause they was swerving at first, and then it was like they just went straight head on into incoming traffic, y'all. It's a lot more to the message. Because once I got on Paul's Path Road, well, it ain't Paul's. Well, yeah, it's Paul's Path Road. Of course, my nerves was bad a little bit, but God just kept relaying a message after message after message, right? And I know I may be prolonging this, but y'all gotta understand what happened. Because I've been dealing with a lot of spiritual warfare. And one of the things that I have been dealing with is like somebody wants to shut me up. Don't pay my daughter no mind if y'all can hear her. But something wants to shut me up. And they want to install fear in me. They want the fear back in me. I normally don't do messages about personally, like personal, where I know it's like real personal, like it ain't for anybody specific, you know what I'm saying? And I just, like, some of the stuff, like, I can't even really explain, y'all. I've been through worse. I'm still ain't really got no fear, because I know who God is, and I know who God is to me. The thing is, I was told to leave a message. I feel like it's negative because it's towards the person or people that's sending this, right? Because a lot of people do not realize that they are being used by the enemy. I've been getting downloads that people want me to be humble. And I'm not talking about the humble as when it comes to God. Humble yourself when it comes to God, right? I mean that people want you to humble yourself to the point where you don't feel confident. You're insecure. You second guess yourself. You're overthinking, anxiety, not feeling worthy of anything. That type of humbleness they want you to feel. You get what I'm saying? Because it's a difference. It's a difference. And I'm not going back down that road. Okay? I did the work. I've taken accountability. I'm still taking accountability. And I'm still healing. And I'm still doing the work, right? So that I will not do. I'm not humbling myself for nobody but God. And God will not allow me to second guess myself and who I am and what I can and can't do, right? Because I can do all things through God, which strengthens me. So I'm going to say that part right there. And another thing is, I did get that I'm not the only one going through stuff like this. I don't think I personally know the person, whoever it is, may need it. But for the ones that is watching my videos, that are praying, this is spiritual warfare towards me, using my kids, my vehicle, my job, my hair, my pictures. I'm getting count your days. And I'm not talking about a death. It could be a spiritual death. I don't know what it is. But that's all I kept getting. That is not the words that I wanted to use. But that's the only words that came to me to break it down as simple as possible. Count your days. God do not play about his kids. I don't wish harm on nobody. I do not condone violence. I do not condone any type of chaos, messiness, confusion whatsoever. But what I'm getting is the people that are sending this stuff to me and trying to cause chaos in my life. Everything that you're wishing upon me is already happening to you. So be very wise on the things that you do, and be careful and understand and use discernment on when you're being used by the enemy. Okay? And it's just so crazy. I thought honey, it's a lot of spiritual warfare going on. And like I said in my video, I said in the beginning of my video when I told y'all about the tornado that I spiritually seen in a field. Okay? I told y'all that I know that there was a personal message in there for me, but there was also a general message for others that video had reached. And I will say this. I know where I'm at, and I know where I'm going. I will never pray for somebody's downfall. I will never speak or pray, or I don't believe. I know it's real, but I don't condone in none of that type of stuff. I do not show hatred towards nobody that do it. Kudos to you. That's your life. That's yours. Okay? I am not here to judge nobody. That's not my business. That's not my job. That is not what I'm here for. What I am here for is... My ears just went out, y'all. Hold on. What I am here for is just to send a message. The messages that come to me, I speak on. Do I have other spiritual gifts? Yes, I do. But it is not for everybody to know, because people will use your gifts to manipulate you, to use you, to take you for granted, to hurt you. So you have to understand, everything is not meant to be shown, okay? So it's just, my God, y'all, it's so crazy. Because another thing that I got after, I was like, there gotta be another way to explain this. Because that count your days, I didn't like how that sounded. I did not like how that sounded. But that's what just kept coming to me, just kept coming back. And I'm like, I don't like how that sound. Because I don't wish death on nobody. So I don't want to make it seem like that is what I'm doing. There has to be another way to put this message out without saying count your days, right? And if you are a Twilight fan, and I don't want to hear how she talk about God and how she, whatever. Listen, if you are a Twilight fan, the last Twilight movie, when Bella had her daughter, and they had to go to war with the head vampires, right? To protect her baby. And they went to a whole war and lost so many people in the process on both sides, right? Just for it to not happen. So basically God explained to me that the count your days part means I'm warning you. This is what's going to happen. So he's going to find a way. He's not going to find a way. He's going to show you what your life is going to look like if you keep attacking people that have done nothing to you. That have done nothing to you. And even if they did, why won't you let him handle them, right? In that movie, at the end, once the head vampire realized that had he kept sending attacks or tried to attack this family or person, that his life would end. And so would the power that come with him. He knew not to mess with that family. And he backed right on out of it. So that's what count your days mean. Because he's going to send you a warning. It's up to you to take heed to that warning. This could be your warning. I don't know. He could send it through a dream. He could send it through somebody else. But you got to stop. It ain't going to work. The devil does not win at the end. The enemy will never win when it comes to me. It's just so crazy, y'all. And then on another note,